Hi. We are a train wreck today, people. Oh my gosh.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi. Oh my gosh. It has been the most stressful 3 minutes of my day just now.
I think so. Look, we've already got Cindy.
Hi guys. Cindy, Larry,
you
guys.
Donna, Claire.
We went to go live just now. And started everything, got it all going, had totally set it up with Sam, gave him the link, everything's going, and it went, Facebook has deleted your stream. So in the last minute, I've been scrambling to create a new stream, send it to Sam, try to turn on your airdrop. Oh my God.
I'm telling you guys, we're not even talking about COVID and they're trying to censor us.
Holy moly, guys. Okay. All right.
Okay, so welcome to WAW, the show
guys.
Where important topics of the day are largely ignored.
And foolishness for supreme. Ray and Val, Elena, John Deere, you guys.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us.
Christine, hi. So yes, it's been very stressful.
Oh man.
This is when you see how couples work together and yell at each other. Why isn't your airdrop on? Why is your receiving off? I was trying to airdrop Jim the link so he could send it to Swan, so he could send it to Sam, and his airdrop's off. And I don't know, it was just a mess. Anyway, all right. Well, we're here. We're in, and hopefully, I mean, we sent a link, but hopefully it works. I think it is because we have people on right now.
So we're here to ask the eternal question:
What's happening? And a lot is happening right now.
You want to tell us about
in my head, because I'm so stressed right now.
Are you stressed?
Oh my gosh!
You look cool as a cucumber.
Oh, thank you, honey. That's why. That's why you remain here.
Bob's bringing home the bacon.
All right, Bob. Hello, Bob. Bacon.
Hey, Larry.
Larry says, "Hey, Swan." So we have a fun weekend, just real quickly, with Swan and Elena's this weekend. Or actually, the end of the weekend. Well, kind of the weekend.
That is.
We're going to San Francisco, but guys, guess what? It's not for a show.
Just make sure you wear some flowers in your hair. That's all.
So we are going to play. We are actually going for vacation.
Hi,
we are going to have fun. And we are staying at Hotel Zeppelin, which is going to be.
Is that where we're staying?
Yes, it's going to be fun. So we're super excited. It's going to be pretty fun. Cindy Blossy, congratulations on your new website. Thank you so much. Well, I mean, since Cindy, you brought that up, let's just segue right into that. So let's talk about my new website. My new website is theblondiecollection.com. I actually thankfully got that that URL, and I am going to find. So this is what I show every week, but my new website is theblondiecollection.com. And if you go there, you can actually order online. You can order and pay online. I am only taking orders until November 15th because I know I'm going to get hit, and I want to make sure I fulfill all of the orders. So again, go to theblondiecollection.com. And November 15th. So guys, you have a month. You have a month to get your orders in. And I will fulfill them and get everybody's order to them by December 1st. And that's why I'm giving a November 15th deadline, because I want to have everybody's Christmas or holiday order in their hand by December 1st. So anyway, you got an entire month to think about what you want. Take note that I will be in Puerto Vallarta the tail end of November. So the sooner the better. If you can get them into me, the sooner the better. And I will fulfill Christmas orders. And I love making the cups for you guys. So thank you again.
Reasonable. Okay, and then let's give you a little update on the shows that are going to be happening. This weekend, we've got 2 Led Zeppelin shows. One of them is actually going to be on Friday at Sky Park up at Santa's Village. Anybody ever been to Santa's Village before? I think it's in Sky Forest is what it's called.
Sky Park.
But Sky Forest is the city.
All right.
So that's going to be Friday night at 7 p.m. Oh, hey.
Eddie says, dig the waves in my main.
Thank you, Eddie.
Eddie,
I appreciate that,
it's
brother.
getting to the point where if you were in the room, I wouldn't let you two be in the room alone together because I'd be a little nervous. Just saying.
Hey, Beatrice. Thank you so much
Hi, Beatrice.
for the kind words.
Paul Craig, Michelle.
Hi, Letty.
Hi, guys. All right, so you were
Hi,
talking
Danny.
about Arrowhead?
Yeah, so, well, this is like, I think it's technically at the bottom of Arrowhead there.
Yeah.
It's Sky Park. We're going to be doing a concert there with Led Zeppelin at 7 p.m. on Friday night.
Friday night.
Tickets are $20. And we're just going to be doing 2 hours of your favorite Zeppelin classics. The very next night, we've got a very special show down at one of our favorite venues called the Belly Up Tavern, which is accessible to you if you were in the San Diego County or the Orange County.
Yeah.
Really cool venue. We love playing that place.
Welcome, Danny.
It's going to start at 9 o'clock on Saturday at the Belly Up Tavern, Led Zeppelin. We're going to be getting the let out with all your favorite Zeppelin hits.
Thank you, Bob.
I think we've got
appreciate
the Blitzkrieg set is what it's called, planned for you. That means it's just, all the hardest, heaviest hitting stuff.
Bob just threw me a compliment.
Wait, no, that was actually intended for me. Thank you, Bob.
No, I already said
Appreciate
that. I already acknowledged
I'll
it.
slip you the 20 the next time I see you.
I'm like, Bob, we're going to need you to not ride the fence anymore. So the next thing you type, it needs to be Jim or Brenda. Hello, Lori. Belly up. So Elena says belly up, and then 6 a.m. flight. Yes.
Oh,
wait,
man.
6 a.m. Is it 6 a.m.,
Wait,
Elena?
6 a.m.? Oh, I think we're going to have to be at the airport at 6 a.m.,
Well,
which
that's
means
okay,
you're driving, because I'll be going like this.
Yes. Swan and Jim will be driving home late that night.
Yeah. Hey, Chopsy.
So
Hi, Lori.
what else do we have on the horizon or the books? We have a Zeppelin show, and then we're going to San Francisco. And then we are, our life is just literally packing and unpacking. That's what we do. We pack and unpack. I haven't even unpacked from our last trip, but I'm going to be packing from my unpacked suitcase.
Yep.
That's basically what I'm going to do.
Danny says belly up. That's right. Danny, belly up on Saturday night, Belly Up Tavern. Hope you can make it out there.
Swan says Alcatraz. We're doing a night tour of Alcatraz, which is supposed to be
right?
It's supposed to be pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'm just so excited because we rarely get to take vacations that don't involve a show. That just is a vacation. We don't have to be anywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't have to be at sound check. We get to just be where we want to be when we want to be there. That makes sense? I felt like it might have.
I don't know. I tuned out a few minutes ago.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Anyway, so we have a very special show.
Bob says, great hair day, guys.
Thank you, Bob. Bob, no, that's not going to cut it, Bob.
John,
we're going to need you to commit.
John says we're going to love Alcatraz.
Oh, we can't wait. A nighttime thing.
But,
which wine glass are you using tonight? I'm actually using this one. So this is a very, very basic one. This is one that you can actually put a beautiful Christmas logo picture. So this is the base, and I just decided to do a red sparkle tonight. So thank you for asking, Elena. This is called the 20-ounce tall. This is my favorite size. Okay, I don't want to take the whole thing.
Okay, all right.
We have a special guest, though. We have to talk about our guest.
Well, yeah, we're hoping that we have a special guest because we had to create another broadcast, and I just sent him the new link in his Facebook Messenger, and I'm hoping he got that. Sam, if you're
anybody know Sam Morrison's phone number?
Yeah, he's gonna be wondering what's going on.
He's gonna be clicking into nothing.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
guys.
we'll see. That's a lot of wine, my friend. Oh, you don't know the half of it, sister. You don't know the half of it.
Okay, so Calvin's Auto Repair.
Okay, all right.
We want to tell you about that. We just went there. Got a couple of tires put on the back of my car, and it's running really well.
Yep.
Those tires are.
The 25-year-old car is running amazing.
Yeah, 25. It's actually 21.
Okay.
21-year-old.
I mean, after 20,
vehicle.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, right. Okay,
Go ahead,
so
start your song.
Calvin's Auto Repair for everybody that has auto repair issues. If you have a car or truck, go see Cal.
If you want to save a buck, go see Cal.
Take the car in for your wife.
She will love you all your life.
Go see Cal, go see Cal, go see Calvin Ellis at Calvin's Auto Repair.
I'm just thankful that you couldn't see us during that. It's a whole lot of nonsense, but that's what this show's about, because
That's right.
it's where important topics of the day are largely ignored and foolishness reigns supreme. And that's what we
right.
do for you guys. And that's what we
We
started
like to
this
provide
show.
foolishness. 'Cause
Totally.
That's what
And
we're best
who
at.
doesn't need an hour of foolishness
That's
in their
right.
life right
That's
now?
right.
We do.
So I'm wondering, Sam's probably wondering what's going on
Okay,
here.
we're going to have to figure this out, because
So we're going to have to send Sam another.
anybody have Sam
Email.
Morrison's phone number by chance? We had to change it, and it's.
Do you have his email?
I-
Because I'll send you this link, and you can. In fact, you have the link. You sent it to me.
All right.
So yeah, you're going to have to email it to him, because he's probably trying to get on right now and realizing
It's
that
not-
he can't
it's
with
not
the old
happening.
link.
Not
It's really
happening.
strange, guys. We got on, and it said that the broadcast had been deleted.
For some reason, I'm not sure why it was deleted, but you know what I'm going to do? Go ahead and continue to talk. I'm going to send him a message
Okay.
on his Facebook page.
Okay, so Saturday night, guys, Belly
We're so
Up Tavern.
professional.
Belly Up Tavern. I think it's technically Solana Beach, but that show starts at 9 p.m. and the tickets are $24, I believe it is. It's well worth it. The venue is really, really nice. Also, we want to thank everybody that came out to Ocean View Pavilion last weekend. We had an absolute blast with you. That was so much fun. And Sharon, the woman that booked us, said she would like to have us back. So
Oh, okay.
very excited about that.
Elena has it. Of course
Oh,
she does.
all right.
She's
So-
amazing.
So she's going to text
I'm
me.
going to call. I'm calling Sam
You're
online
going to come right
now.
online.
Did
and
you-
Tell him,
did
yes, I
you-
sent it to his
Okay.
instant messenger.
All right. This is live TV.
Thank you,
live
Elena.
TV.
Yeah, this
people.
is.
Sam, did you? So we had to start a new link. The one we had got canceled. So it's in your Facebook Messenger, the new link. Okay.
Try and click on that.
Were you trying to get on and nothing was happening? Oh, thank God. Okay. So go to your Facebook Messenger. We're actually doing this live, so everyone's seeing this. No shame at all.
This is beautiful. I love stuff like this. I love stuff like this.
So it's in your Facebook Messenger. Oh, here he is. I see him. All right.
There he is.
All right. Bye. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
so we're going to show you a little
Elena
bit
to the
about.
rescue again. I'm telling you,
Yes.
that girl, she
Okay.
just has a hat full of tricks.
Thank you, Elena. We appreciate that. So
right.
we're going to show you a little taste of what Sam does. For those of you who may be unaware of his band, Turn the Page, we're going to show you a little promo.
Yeah. All right. All right. So
Would you
let's
like to do that?
let's see the magic of Sam Morrison and Turn the Page.
Yes, roll the tape, Ross.
Just take those old records off the shelf. I sit and listen to them by myself. The days of music ain't got the same soul. That old time of rock and roll. Come and take me to a disco. You'll never even get me out on the floor. 10 minutes, I'll lick all the dough. Like that old time of rock and y'all so much.
Here's the man.
There's the man.
Hey.
How you doing, Sam?
I'm good, guys. How are y'all?
Wow.
Great.
I mean, sorry about the mess up. Did you even try to click on, or was it?
Well,
Did
no,
we-
you said it was going to be a few minutes, so I was
Okay,
giving you guys
good.
a chance to do
Oh, my
what you
word.
need to do.
What a cluster. But we gotcha, and that's the important part. You're here,
Exactly.
you're on,
Yes.
and you're with us.
Thanks so
There
much
you
for joining us tonight, Sam. We appreciate it, brother.
Oh man, my pleasure.
It's been a long time, man. I don't think I've spoken to you for, well, man, it had to be 3 or 4 years now because of COVID, right?
Yeah, it's been a long time, man. I mean, I think the last time I talked to you personally was, well, we came to see you guys with the Long Run. But you guys
That's
were playing.
right. I remember that. Yes, that
yes.
was a fun show. That was
Yeah, I didn't talk to you then though, but because you guys were getting ready for the show and everything. But I think
Yeah.
the last time I talked to you, you were putting together a Crosby, Stills and Nash tribute, and you.
That's right. That was
Yeah.
like 4 years ago.
Wow.
That's right. When we've got it up and going, we're
Wow.
playing from time to
Well,
time.
Sam, I have
Yeah.
to tell you, you have a lot of fans. A lot. You have a lot. Because when I posted this about you being on today, our post blew up and I started getting all these instant messages. You have a big following.
Oh well, that's awesome. We got a lot of
Well deserved.
people.
Yes, absolutely. So let's start off. Sam, where are you from? Were you born in Southern California or?
No. Actually, I'm from Middletown, Ohio.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay.
A little north of Cincinnati, and well, it's in the middle of Cincinnati and Dayton.
Okay.
Middletown.
And when did you decide to move out this way?
I came out here, and when I was 17, my mom and dad moved out here, and so I moved with them. And so I've been out here since 1980. You can do the math if you want.
Okay. Well, so 17. And when did you decide that you wanted to be a musician?
Oh, dude, that's all I've ever wanted to do.
That's all you ever wanted
Yeah.
to do.
I mean, and that's when we moved to California. I was pretty upset about it because I had a band back there, and we were going to be famous and everything.
Yeah, I know.
So
what
at
you're
what
saying.
age did you really kind of start digging into music though? What would you say the age was?
Well, I when I was a little kid, my aunt, she used to watch the Monkees, and that's my earliest memories of bands and wanting to be in a band is just watching the Monkees on TV and thinking that's just the coolest thing in the world. And so I don't know. I mean, ever since I was a little kid, I mean, that's just what I wanted to do, and that's no plan.
Yeah. And when did you start playing the guitar, Sam?
I started playing guitar when I was 10.
10.
10 years old.
And was that something that you kind of induced, or did your parents want you to get involved in some kind of musical something?
Oh no, it was all me. I mean,
It was all you.
yeah, they started me out on drums, and they thought that would be a cool thing, and then they realized right away, given a 10-year-old set of drums is probably not.
It's going to make the household very noisy.
Especially if you don't have a garage.
Yeah, so I remember that summer I went to stay with my grandparents for the summer, and I came back and the drums were gone, and I heard they went to the dump or something. I don't know. But they gave me an acoustic guitar, and it was one of these really cheap kind of the action was the strings are that far off the neck, and I'd sit there and play it. They gave me lessons, and I just kept going to the lessons. I get big blisters on my fingers because the strings are so hard to press. So I remember I used to wrap a Band-Aid over top my finger, then another one around it. That way I still had the padding and I could keep practicing.
So it's
And my parents said, "Oh no, he wants to play." So they went out and bought me a real guitar, and I still got that guitar to this day.
So,
Wow.
so Swan is asking, are you able to turn your mic up? So I guess it's a little low. Is there a way you can pull it up just a little bit?
Yeah, how's that? Is that
We can hear
that
you.
yeah.
better?
So Swan,
Yes.
let us know if that's good.
Or I
Whatever.
can zoom in here closer. Maybe that might be the better
actually,
idea.
oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
that's great. That's great.
So yeah, I think Sam and I are right about the same age. And,
Early
yeah,
70s.
29, right, Sam? I'm just
Exactly. Yeah.
kidding. We watched the reruns of the Monkees.
Right.
No, were you a Beatles fan growing up?
You know, I wasn't, and that's the weird thing. Is like for me, it was the Monkees, and you know that was for what better or worse. I mean, that was my beginnings, and you know, growing up, you know, after as I was getting older, I started, you know, the whole teeny bopper thing. I mean, the Monkees into the Partridge Family. I know that's really crazy for my fans to be hearing me talk about this, but and then, you know, all the 70s AM radio hits. When I go see like the KTEL All Stars, those guys are, you know, they played the stuff I was listening to early on. And then I wound up from that, you know, I graduated to Kiss, and I was a huge Kiss fan forever. I thought Ace Frehley was like a guitar god. And then I heard Freebird, and that changed it.
That changed it for
Bluebird,
you.
yeah.
Wait, now, who is your favorite monkey? Before we get off that topic.
Dude, probably, I don't know, Mike Nesmith probably.
You know, Mike Nesmith's son played with us for about 2 years. 2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
Really? I did not know that.
Did I know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Christian.
Because I'm actually not in the band, but his band. I always say us. Like I play tambourine in the back somewhere.
Yeah, it was awesome because when he was in the group, he was simultaneously playing with the Monkees because Mike had gotten back together after Davey passed,
right?
And Mickey and Peter and Mike did a tour, and we got to go to one of their dress rehearsal shows, which was awesome.
It was so cool. Hi, Masha.
So cool.
That had to be incredibly cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
You know, somewhere on YouTube, if somebody dug up hard enough, there was probably about 3 or 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. I had never played any Monkees songs ever. I mean, you know, that was my biggest influence growing up. The reason I play guitar, and for a Halloween party, for the very first time in my entire life, I shaved my beard and mustache and dressed up like Mike Nesmith. I've got like the red shirt with the buttons and the green cap.
Yeah.
I had my band learn how to play "I'm a Believer," and we did that song at like this Halloween party.
Oh,
it was really cool.
What was your favorite Monkees tune?
Huh?
What was your favorite Monkees tune? Was it?
Oh man, there's so many of them. I mean, Valerie was a good one because again, that was Mike Nesmith just shredding on guitar.
Yes, yes.
I don't know, dude. I those first 2 albums, I just backed it, just every track on them, and I just loved them all.
I love that tune. It's a Mike Nesmith tune. You Just May Be the One.
Yeah.
Remember that one? Oh,
yeah,
man.
You Just May Be the One.
Yes, love that song. Man.
So Elena Montgomery says, which I'm sure a lot of people feel. This is Elena Montgomery. This is Swan Montgomery's wife. Mickey was supposed to be my husband when I was 5 years old. I'm sure.
Oh, that's awesome.
Swan took me to see him when I met him a few years ago. I'm sure a lot of people feel that with all the Monkees. I mean, who was the favorite Monkey though? There was a favorite.
Well, everybody loved Davy.
Yeah,
all the girls love Davy Jones.
All the girls like Davy Jones. Yeah. I didn't know who he was. I mean, I feel like it was a little bit before my time.
It was. It was a little before my time.
But I know who they are, and I like them.
You. Yeah,
you should go back and listen to it. I mean, they're the, you know, everybody was bragging on them about, you know, well, they didn't really play their own. Well, none of the bands back then played their own instruments. But they had like the best songwriters at the time. I mean, Boyce and Hart were writing for them, but Neil Diamond wrote for them. I mean, you know, Carole King.
That's right.
You know, that was the. That was, there's some seriously great songs.
Yeah, absolutely,
100%.
Absolutely. So, Sam, what is one thing that people would think is interesting about you that they don't already know? I mean,
they just found out I'm a Monkey fan.
Is that it? Is that it?
What is it? What is it?
They just found out that he's a Monkey fan.
Oh, okay. Well, but we want something a little juicier than that, Sam.
Something a little juicier than that. I don't know. I saw that. And I'm like, well, you know, I throw everything up on Facebook, and people that know me and that follow the band, they know all of my stuff because I'm, like I said, I'm pretty much an open book about all that stuff. But I don't know. I'm probably a closet Marvel fan too. All those Marvel movies, I love them all. I mean, I don't care how stupid or over the top they are. When they come out, I'm all over it. What else is weird? Hot stuff. I love hot.
You do.
Every time I go to a restaurant, it's like I put the hottest thing on the menu and it's never hot.
Have you ever seen the shows on YouTube called
The
Hot
hot ones. Dude,
Yeah.
I'm all over it, man.
So
I want to get famous enough, just
telling
famous
you.
enough to go in the hot ones, and then I'm good.
Gary Gay
Yeah.
Grantham is always trying to plan a game night with around hot sauce.
No, man.
And we're avoiding it. Like mild sauce at Taco Bell puts me out. I can't do it.
That's like my bass player. My bass player, Greg. Ketchup is too hot for him. So when we're on the road, I enjoy taking my ghost pepper flakes and trying to flip them into his food. Yeah.
Bring them in.
Sam, we have a guitar player. He comes and subs for us with the long run from time to time. A guy named Kevin Herrera, and he online. He actually ate a Carolina Reaper.
He did.
He ate it.
Well,
Yeah.
He said
that's the thing, though. It's like, I love hot stuff, but the number one rule for me is like you have to respect the pepper. Just to go bite into a pepper like that is insane. I mean, that you're just going to hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Anybody that knows anything about it knows that they're going to, you do it right and you eat it the way you're supposed to, and you got the hot sauces and, then there's nothing like it. But yeah, just to go up and bite a ghost pepper. I wouldn't even go up and bite a habanero. I mean, that's just
Not in public.
that's just pain. That's not good.
Yeah, not in public.
he said it darn near killed him, man.
It'll jack you up. Yeah.
So our good friend Kyle Frost from 4NR said, saw Bob Seger at MGM. Now, let me ask you, Sam, can you see these comments?
I can. I'm watching you guys, though, and I'm not looking at the comments.
Okay, all right. So he says he saw him one of the greatest shows ever, and you know what? I would love to see him.
I've never seen Bob Seger.
Oh, man. But if you go see Sam Morrison, you don't need to see Bob Seger.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's what
Well, unfortunately, I don't think you're going to get another chance to see Seger.
Yeah.
You're right.
When Alto Reed, his saxophone player that he'd had in the band for almost 50 years, when he passed away, over the COVID break.
Sure.
Yeah. Seger was like, going back out on the road without him doesn't even sound like fun. So
Sure.
I think he's pretty much retired.
Yeah.
Did you get to see him on any of these last tours that he did?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Did you?
Yeah.
How is he sounding? I mean,
he sounds great. I mean, he's Bob Seger.
Yeah.
You could tell that the songs had been tuned down quite a bit, so he wasn't having to reach the super high notes because they tuned them down, the guitars down lower. But it didn't matter, dude. He's a legend.
So he's amazing. I mean, all the footage that I've seen of him over the years is just phenomenal. What a voice! I mean, what a voice! Incredible voice. In fact, we were talking about it a little bit before the show with Sam. He and John Fogerty, those two guys.
So good.
Oh yeah.
They're in a class by themselves in my mind. I mean, those guys.
The weird thing is, I can sing Seger, but I can't sing Fogerty.
Really?
Yeah, he's in like a weird spot for my voice, and
oh wow.
I've tried to do CCR songs. There's maybe a couple of them I can pull off, but
yes.
yeah, it's just in a weird register for me.
Wow.
So Seger, is it like 100% all the time? Are you just kind of firing the entire time?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, are you singing like intensely?
Well, he's got some ballads though that give you a little bit of a break, right?
Yeah, he's got some ballad stuff. I mean, but the thing is like when you're doing a show and you're playing live for all the people, as many people want to, they come up and request us to play the ballads. That's when the majority of the people go to the bathroom. Shame on the Moon is a great song, but every time we play it, that's when everybody takes their break, waiting to come back for Kathmandu or Old Time Rock and Roll or something.
Sure.
So yeah, I mean, when we're doing the live shows, I mean, depending on the venue we're playing and the audience we're playing for, I mean, just like you guys, I mean, you tailor the set list, I'm sure, to the crowd you're playing.
Sure.
And, so it just depends on where we're at as to how many ballads we do. But most of the time we got what we call the standard 90, and those are the songs that we have to play. And the thing with Seger is like he's got. We've done shows you can play for 3 hours, and at the end of it, people come up and they're like, oh, you didn't play this one and this one and this one and this one. And it's, it's almost impossible. I've got like about a 2, maybe 3 song window where I can swap songs in and out. But for the most part, that 90 minutes is, if you do a Seeger show, you have to play Night Moves. You have to play Turn the Page. You have to play Old Time Rock and Roll. There's so many of those songs that you have to do that, there's really not any room for any of the B-sides.
What before we move on to how Turn the Page got started, what was the first band that you were ever in? Do you recall that, Sam?
I don't know if that'd even be called a band, but I had a bunch of guys in elementary school that I jammed with.
Yeah.
And we had a band that we called Jupiter. There's a buddy of mine. I still are friends with those guys, and they follow.
That's cool.
They follow me on Facebook and stuff. And that was the very first, but it wasn't really a band.
I see.
One of your biggest fans, Cindy Blasi, has a question for you.
Okay, Cindy Blasi. What is your favorite Seeger song? Well, you tell me what my favorite Seeger song is to play.
She might just know.
She does. That used to be part of my shtick for a while when going through the shows. I'm like, okay, well, what's your favorite song? Now, I don't know. As far as playing the stuff, Travel Man, Beautiful Loser, that combination song is probably my favorite one to play.
Oh, okay.
And Old Time Rock and Roll, I mean, as much as everybody, so many people in top 40 bands and just cover bands, just like, oh, I hate that song. I never want to play that song. But you know what? Every time we do it, the place just comes unstinking, and it's just insane. It's like, why would you not want to do something to cause that kind of
thing?
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
Eric Munhall says that first concert I had ever seen was at the stadium in Phoenix. Kiss with Montrose, when they had Sammy Hagar, Ted Nugent. The opening act was some guy I'd never heard of, Bob Seger. It's a great show. And Jim, I'll see you at the Belly. Oh,
yeah.
Awesome. Hey, Eric, we'll see you on Saturday at the.
So it was a great show. Yeah.
Seeger did a whole lot of opening act stuff back in the Midwest for a lot of those bands. But after they did a couple of shows, he kept getting fired because nobody wanted to follow him.
Oh, man.
So Cindy said she wants you to answer because she doesn't want to steal your thunder.
Okay, well that was it. Travel Man, Beautiful Loser.
Now, what prior to entering the tribute scene, Sam, what other types of musical acts were you involved in?
Well, when I first started actually doing music and actually being serious at it, that was back in probably 94, 95, and I did hardcore country. I mean, we played all over Orange County. I did the Crazy Horse. I don't know if you guys remember that off the 55 freeway.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were one of the house bands at the Crazy Horse, and we spent the first 5 years of the band. We were like one of the big, the big country line dance bands here in Orange County. And then in 2000, Garth Brooks kind of retired, and the country scene just, it goes in a circle. It kind of started on the downswing, and there was I don't know, it went from all these places that we could play to like 2 clubs, and then there's 50 bands waiting for a rotation to get into those 2 clubs. I'm like, nah, I gotta work. And so I switched over from country and I went to Southern rock, which is like that's my one true love.
Oh, you're killing me with that.
Yeah,
country girl.
Yeah, and we were doing the Southern rock thing. We hit the Harley circuit hard and heavy. We did Harley runs all over the country.
Yeah,
and we were doing the Southern rock thing, but whenever you're playing for Harley guys, Turn the Page is like a motorcycle anthem. You have to play Turn the Page if you're playing any kind of a Harley event. And so we started doing Turn the Page, and every time I would do it, the guys would come up to me and go, "Dude, you sound just like Bob Seger. Can you play Night Moves? Can you play Kathmandu? Can you play whatever?" And so we just started learning more and more of the Bob Seger songs, and before you know it, I had a buddy of mine, Aaron Broering. I don't know if you guys know him or not.
Yeah,
sure. I know Aaron.
Yeah, we know Aaron.
He was in Hotel California for a while, and then with Desperado, and he's got a bunch of other stuff he's doing now. But he was telling me, he's like, dude, tribute bands are, you don't have to play for 6 hours. You can go there and do a 90-minute set and make more money. And I'm like, well, everybody says I sound like Seger. Let's see what happens. So we just learned a bunch of Seger songs and went for it.
And I think you just answered Cindy's next question.
Oh.
Well, I mean, Sam, you know what the old saying is?
What's that?
If you want to make money, join a tribute band.
Well, well, we were making money with the other thing too, and it's just a matter of it's working, and
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that say, well, if you're in a tribute band, you're selling out, you're doing this. Well, you know what? I quit my day job and I do this full time, and I'd much rather do this full time than I used to work for the city of Brea.
Yeah.
And, I'd much rather play guitar than plunge toilets.
Oh,
Tony, right now,
I hear you, brother.
you're talking to an ex-accountant here.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and I don't miss that a bit. I gotta tell you. Now, what year did Turn the Page get started, Sam? Because I think it was right around the time that I started with Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, like I said, we started out doing the Southern rock thing, and we did that, I think, probably for about 5 years. So I think it was more like about 2005, 2006 when we started really getting serious about the Seeger show.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that was about 5 years after.
Yeah, a couple of years.
But you met somebody that we did at the same time, and we both actually profited quite a bit from hooking up with Michael Blum.
Oh, Michael Blum,
with the tribute albums.
Yeah.
It just so happens that at the time that we started recording with Michael Blum, neither Led Zeppelin or Bob Seger had anything up on iTunes.
That's right.
That we did, and we took that all the way to the bank, didn't we?
It turned into a real job, man, and I'm still getting checks.
We are too. Yeah, we are too.
And that thing too is like, up until that point, the tribute thing was, I don't know, it was something that we were trying to make happen, and we were doing like bar band versions of all these songs, and going out and booking ourselves as a tribute band. But it really wasn't. I mean, we were a 4-piece at the time, and we had Doreen, a girl singer, that would come in, and she would, every once in a while do some shows with us. But when we got Michael Vale Blum called us to come down and record the Bob Seger stuff, and we came down to do it. And, we didn't even get through the first song, and he's like, look, guys, you need to go back and learn these songs. And it wasn't that, that we didn't know them. It's just that, like I said, we were doing bar band versions. We weren't doing what it required to do a full-blown tribute thing. And so Mike, for those that don't know, Michael Blum, he worked with Madonna, he's worked with Pink Floyd, Kelly Clarkson, all the bands in the 80s, Michael Jackson, he's worked with all of them. And it scared the hell out of us. We were like, oh my gosh, this is our big chance to do something cool, and we're blowing it because we didn't learn the songs. So we went home and put our heads between the speakers, and we changed everything. I mean, I went from playing a Les Paul to a Tele. I changed the amps that I used. The whole band. We changed all of our gear. Hired a sax player. We got girl singers to come in. Because with Bob Seger, it takes right now we're a 6-piece, and we actually should, we could easily have two more girl singers in the band to round it out. Seeger's got anywhere from 16 to 25 people on stage at any given time. Wow. So the bare minimum, the 6 people that we have right now is the bare minimum to do it. When he recorded the Live Bullet album, he didn't have the girl backup singers, and I've got a couple of guys that can sing high. So we we kind of make it happen with 6 of us. Sure. But we didn't know these songs the way that Michael needed us to do. So when we went back and learned them, to make the records, it was a great experience for all of us. I mean, that has bloomed into something even bigger. I mean, me and Michael are really, really good friends now. He set me up, he's taught me everything I know about recording. I've got a studio here at the house now. I can't tell you how many projects me and Michael have worked on together. And it was a life-changing event.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, is Bob Seger on iTunes now?
He is now, finally.
How long ago did that happen?
I think it's probably about 5 years ago when he went up.
Wow, he held that long.
He really did. Well, because he felt that, like with a lot of people, at that time, that when you made an album, it was a piece of work that meant to be consumed in its entirety, not chopped up into the singles and that sort of thing. And so as far as Seeger's concerned, when you listen to the Night Moves album, that whole album is the experience. And the way that iTunes is doing it, he didn't agree with, and so that's why he didn't put his stuff up.
I see. Yeah, I think it was a similar situation with Led Zeppelin, but they ended up going up. I think quite a few years before Bob did. I think they saw dollar signs.
Yeah.
So Bob, for the first year that we sent, he wasn't, I don't think, real crazy about us doing the tribute thing.
A lot of artists aren't. Yeah.
For the first year, he didn't even cash the checks. But after the first year, then he realized that Michael's got a team of lawyers that know all this.
Yes.
And so they said, okay, well, this isn't going away, and they finally started cashing the checks, and we're okay with us doing it, as far as I know. But yeah, I mean, every time we sell anything, we give Bob his money, and I really want him to be excited about what we're doing, and I hope he is.
Yeah.
I mean, and what Swan, our lead singer of Zepp Again, always says, we're not trying to replace the music. We're just paying tribute to the music. It's
to keep the magic alive.
Keep the magic alive. We're not trying to replace or be you. We're just trying to keep it going.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I have a question for you, and I know that someone told you sounded like Seeger, but do you have to manipulate your voice? Did you work on working on your voice or manipulating it a little bit?
A little bit. I mean, there's some of the way that he sings, it's really kind of gravelly, and if I'm singing, like when I did my country stuff, I didn't do any of that, the growl, I call it. And, I was able to do Garth Brooks kind of stuff and that sort of thing. But when you're doing Seeger, you've got to put the grit into it. And yeah, I mean, my natural voice doesn't necessarily sound that way. I mean, there's parts of it. I mean, Bob Seger was one of my biggest influences growing up and learning how to play guitar and everything. So, I mean, of course, that's there. When we first started the band, I didn't have to learn anything as far as the singing goes, because I had been singing these songs for my entire life. So, I already had the Live Bullet album memorized. All the stuff he says in between the songs, I do that too. And
oh, that's great.
It's it's just how it goes on the record. So
Yeah. Well, while we're on the subject of sounding like him, I might as well ask you this, because I've asked every other singer we've interviewed. Have you ever lost your voice and had to cancel the show?
Okay, good question. Good question.
You know what? I have. I've been very fortunate in the fact that glory to God for everything. He's never given me a show that he hasn't given me the opportunity to fill it, to do it. We've never had to cancel a show for that reason. I mean, there's been shows there's been shows on it at the end of the long run where I've had better shows than others sometimes, but like I said, for me it's a God thing, and he's never given me a show that he hasn't given me the ability to finish. So that's
Amen to that. Yeah.
Is there anything that you do in your regimen to keep your voice in shape? Anything you do out of the ordinary? Sing, scale?
Ghost Peppers and Jack Daniels. Is that
what it is?
No.
Why didn't I ever hear about that before?
I don't know.
No, you know what? Not really. That's what comes out, man. Yeah, everybody's like, well, dude, you have to do your vocal warm-ups, and you have to do. When I really started getting serious about singing, and I started doing vocal warm-ups and started doing all the stuff you're supposed to do, the grit went away and the gravel went away, because I was singing properly. And then, there was, I couldn't do the Bob Seger thing anymore. So I had to trash all my learning and just go back to growling again.
Just doing it. Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, it's probably not the best thing in the world for me, but I'm getting up there and my voice is still there. I'm still growling. So as long as it's there, I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah.
And during our private little chat, and I don't know if you want to talk about this, but let's talk about when you went to the dentist.
Yeah. Well, that's the crazy thing, is like when I do have a lot of shows and I'm singing, there's like this percussive kind of a noise that I make when I'm singing, doing the Bob Seger thing. And when that happens, I get this thing in the back of my throat, and it's kind of like a callus. And when I sing a lot, it happens. And I went to the dentist one time, and he's like, got all like freaked out. I don't. We need you to go see this specialist guy because we think you may have throat cancer.
Because they
I'm
saw
Yeah, because they saw like the little
back of your throat.
little
Yeah,
callus thing.
right.
I'm like, nah, dude, that's from singing it. I said, it peels off. See, And the guy's like, no. This is serious. Singing's not going to cause that. You need to go. You need to go get this taken care of.
Yeah.
So it kind of freaked my wife out, and I was like, well, okay, maybe it's not.
I would do the same thing.
Yeah. So, I went to the doctor and they cut it out and they said, it's the weirdest thing. It's like a callus. I don't know how you would get a callus. I'm like, it's what I told you. It's the way that when I'm singing that way, that's what happens. And so it wasn't cancer. There was no scare. It's just when I'm singing a lot of shows, I build up, it's
a callus.
Like on your fingers when you're playing guitar, you get the callus. When I'm singing Bob Seger a lot, I get that callus in the back of my throat. So
does the callus go away or is it always there?
No, it goes away. Like I said, it's only when I'm like really, really pounding, like got 16 shows or something that I've been doing.
Right. And you're about to have about what, 5 shows in a row coming up?
Yeah, we've got a 5-night stretch at the Riverside coming up in Laughlin next week.
Okay.
One other thing while I'm thinking about it that I've asked a lot of the other singers is, do you use in-ear monitors, Sam?
Yeah, we do. And that's something that's helped out a lot. I mean, that's really what's enabled me to be able to do 5 nights, 6 nights, 10 nights.
Yeah, absolutely.
When I first started doing it, I hated it. But, because I bought the cheap in-ears and I just, it's like I couldn't hear anything and it, my guitar sounded weird and it's like, these things just suck. I hate them. But as we started, anytime you do something like that, I mean, if you start going cheap and start going chintzy on this stuff, you're not going to get the results that you want. And so now I've got like, a really, well, I'm using them right now. These are the Ultimate Ear UE ear.
Yep.
The best. We have them. And they're molded to your ear,
they're
right?
Molded to your ear. They fit exactly in. They don't come out, they're about $100, which is,
that's what mine were.
But you know what? But now it's like I can hear everything. Every time we're doing, the shows and stuff, I can hear my vocal. And that's the thing is like the biggest problem I had before was like, trying to get my voice up over the instruments. And if we went to a place and we had a bad monitor guy, I'd still be trying to scream to hear myself, and then I'd blow my voice out, and then I would suck the rest of the tour. But with these, I can turn it as loud or as quiet as I want, and I can keep my voice, and it's been a godsend. It really has.
So let's talk about. I know you have. You have merch for the Sam Morrison Band, right?
Oh yeah, we've got merch for everything.
Yeah. So not the Sam Morrison Band. This is actually Turn the Page.
That's Turn the Page. Yeah, we've got
about the Sam Morrison Band. This is Turn the Page.
Yeah, we've got Sam Morrison Band merch too. But yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that we started doing early on in the journey here. And this is like a really weird, twisted hobby. Okay, here's something that most people don't know. If you come to a show and you buy a Turn the Page T-shirt or you buy a Sam Morrison Band T-shirt, I personally silk screened that shirt.
Oh wow! Well, and what was my first meeting with you?
Yeah,
you were.
I was making shirts for Led Zeppelin.
That's right. That's right. Yes, it was amazing. Yes.
So I mean, that's a weird, twisted hobby that I have, and it's not that we can't go get somebody to do it. I mean, it's just it's fun. I take it. And, there's a lot bigger profit margin when you make them yourself.
Yeah. Well, here's an amazing shot with Turn the Page. You guys have a killer crowd. Where is this?
That is the hangar at the Orange County Fair. We did the headline night there.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah. They kind of broke down the barrier in the back, and then all the people outside just started coming in, and it was nuts.
And here's your band.
That's us now. That's the 6-piece. That's the most current shot.
Wow. Do you want to name them from left to right for everybody, Sam?
Yeah, sure. The guy with the skull on his shirt, that's Greg Kasparian, our bass player. Mm-hmm. The red-headed guy behind him, that's David Kurtz, our guitar player. The guy with no hair next to him is Walt Thompson. He's our keyboard player.
Yes.
And then there's me. The next guy is Bart Robley, our drummer. And then the guy holding the saxophone, believe it or not, is our sax player.
Wow.
That's Carl Sanger.
Well, now you did have a female singer a while back. Did she end? I think she ended up moving away though. Is that correct?
Actually, we've had a couple of different girl singers, and they both got married and moved away.
So whenever you
circus and went to have a real life somewhere.
yeah,
we were gonna get another girl. We were thinking about it, and then COVID hit, and we just started thinking, if we can pull the vocals off on our own,
Sure.
and do it as a 6-piece, it's going to be more money for everybody. It's going to be easier hotels and less people we're going to fly around.
sure.
And, it made sense. So we're the way we're looking at it now is we're the 1976 version of the Silver Bullet Band with no girls.
There
Yeah.
you go.
But
Okay.
but you also do a original project, same members, different music.
We do, absolutely. And that's
Yeah.
why when we do our shows, it's the Sam Morrison Band. That's the name of the band. And that's our second album right there. And so, when we're doing it, we say, we're doing our tribute to Bob Seger, Turn the Page. That's the name of the show. And but yeah, we've got an original show. It's exactly the same band members. The stuff that we're doing there is all Southern rock stuff. We've got a new album that we're working on right now that I'm hoping is going to be out in time for Christmas. And we'll see what happens with that. But
Awesome.
Great.
it's like I said, Southern rock is my true passion, and that's something we've been doing for a long time. That show actually was the one that got us over into Europe doing the military tours over there. And it's fun. I love it. Like I said, when I heard Freebird for the first time, that's when I graduated from Kiss into like Southern rock.
So
And,
Southern rock. So explain to me what Southern rock is, because I'm feeling country a little bit.
Some people say Southern rock it's like it's too rock to be country, but too country to be rock.
I like that though. That's about where I am with the country.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a generic. But back in like 1973, there was a bunch of bands that were coming out of the South. The Allman Brothers came up out of Jacksonville. Leonard Skinner, 38 Special, Molly Hatchet, Blackfoot. There was a whole wave of bands that came out of those bands were just out of Florida. But also out of Georgia, out of South Carolina, Marshall Tucker Band, Charlie Daniels Band out of Tennessee.
Sure.
And all those guys, they were just a bunch of good old boys, and they wound up, because they were, coming from the same areas, they toured together. So, I mean, you would go see Marshall Tucker Band playing with Charlie Daniels and Leonard Skinner all on the same bill, because, they're just all buddies. So that's kind of the Southern rock thing, was those bands that came out of the 70s South. And, a lot of Guitar Army kind of stuff, 3 guitar players in the band and just jamming.
No, the Sam Morrison Band plays music from all of those different artists.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's depending on what we get booked for. I mean, a lot of times when we're doing the Harley runs, I mean, we did all of that Southern stuff. I mean, we do the full 15 minutes of Freebird. Don't ever scream Freebird at our show and mean it, because if we take it serious. But yeah, we did a lot of Marshall Tucker, with Carl in the band, he plays flute and saxophone, and so we can pull that Marshall Tucker stuff off, but note for note perfect. But yeah, I mean, and then when we do the original stuff, we've had the opportunity to open for Leonard Skinner. We've played with Marshall Tucker, Molly Hatchet.
That's
incredible.
amazing. That's amazing.
When we've done all of those shows, it's all been the original stuff that we played.
Yeah.
38 Special. Yeah. But so I mean, it just depends on what we're doing as to what show that we do. But we've got, the Bob Seger show, Turn the Page. We've got a Southern rock, what we call the Southern Rock Explosion show, which is all of the hits of the Southern rock. And then we have the original show. So it just depends on between the 3 of them, we stay super busy. That's why when you called me about the Crosby, Stills and Nash, like, dude, I don't have any time, man.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I don't know how you do it, man. I don't know how many bands you're in. I have no idea how you.
I'm on 7 now. 7.
Oh my God.
8.
I don't even know. It's more than that. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know what he's involved in.
8, and then I just found out I'm going to be subbing for Kenny Metcalf's Elton John group, and
Which I'm so excited about because I
That'd
love
be awesome. Kenny's that guy's incredible.
Oh,
I
he-
heard you guys talking earlier on one of the shows. You were talking about how you could name on one hand the amount of people that actually sound like the actual artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kenny Metcalf is number one. That guy is
Number one. He is
dead on.
and we went on vacation with him. We actually took him to we have a timeshare in Puerto Vallarta, and we took Kenny and his beautiful wife.
Oh yeah.
He's fun.
He went
I
into
can imagine. I can imagine.
Yeah, he went into the lounge area.
He
and
took
did
over
like,
the entire piano and the lounge.
He's
That would have been awesome.
but
I feel like they wanted to hire him.
But my brain's going to be on overload trying to learn that stuff within a week and a half.
A week and a half to learn that stuff.
I'm going to be spending every waking moment trying to
If my
learn.
bass player ever calls in sick, I'm calling you, dude.
He'll learn it.
I would love it. I would love
learn
it,
it.
man. I
He'll learn
love
it.
that stuff.
So,
that would be so much
Have you
fun.
ever had the privilege to meet Bob?
I have not.
Our friend
Yeah.
Bob.
I never have. I did get to meet. I got to meet Alto Reed before he passed away, but I've never got to meet Bob Seger. Alto, back before Bob came out of retirement, was actually talking to us about possibly coming and playing a show with us. I was doing the tribute show featuring Alto Reed, kind of a thing.
Wow.
But he wanted just a stupid amount of money. And I was like, dude, that's not gonna happen.
Well, they worked.
That's
for it,
incredible. Well, no, yeah, because Bob Seger had quite a long hiatus from touring. How long was that period of time? That
It was like 11 years that he didn't go out.
Wow.
He kind of pulled a Garth Brooks and just went home and raised his kids. And
is that? Yeah.
So he didn't play music at all for 11 years. Nothing.
No. And then when he did go back out, his kids were freaking out because they had never seen him.
Wow.
They didn't know he was a rock star. They really got dads in the band, but then they go, you play the Forum, and it's like there's 100 people there, and he's like, wow, he really is a rock star.
Honestly, good on him.
Yeah.
I admire that. I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
I really do.
Well, and it's
Really do.
amazing too that he
Because
was
you
able
can't
to come
raise a
back
family and be on the road. You can't do
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
He made a choice.
No.
Good for him.
No, you're right.
Good for him.
So, yeah, I mean, we were just talking about all the different groups that you're doing with the Sam Morrison Band. But now, if you had a chance and you had time to do another dedicated tribute to any artist, who would it be?
Oh, dude, I don't know, man. What the cool thing about doing the Bob Seger show is just the fact that there's not anybody else doing it. And, I mean, there's a bunch of bands that are doing, all these other tributes, and, nobody's doing Bob Seger. And I think it's just the fact that, they can't hit it. Just the growl.
Yeah.
If I was going to do another, when I first started thinking about it, I'm like, well, we could do Leonard Skinner. There's a good Leonard Skinner tributes out there.
Very similar.
Oh,
yeah.
I look like Gary Rosington, the guitar player. I get that, when we played with the Outlaws.
That's
We
true.
did a show with the Outlaws and the Huey Thomason, who I actually wound up, he played with Skinner for a while. He comes up to me and he goes, dude, anybody ever tell you look like Gary? I'm like, well, I guess I do. I don't know. But, doing a tribute like that, it's like, okay, well, if I look like the guitar player, but I'm singing, I don't know. That's just weird.
Well,
But,
I bet you do a great job on the vocal, the Ronnie Van Zant. You'd probably do a really good job singing that stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that stuff is fun to sing. I mean, he doesn't have to growl, so it's a lot easier. But I don't know, man. It's like the tribute thing. They say that, the tribute bands, there's a couple of different camps, I think, that the tribute stuff falls into. And, there's one group of thought that, like, okay, if you're going to be a tribute act, you have to be exactly like the band. You have to have the exact same guitars, the exact same drum kit. You have to wear the wigs. You have to do the thing, and you have to look exactly like the band and like create the entire experience of going to that show. And that's cool. I mean, it's going to see, Zepp again, seeing you guys do that. I mean, that's incredible. I can't do that though. It's not in my. So,
thank you.
it's like nobody knows what his band looks like. As long as I've got a beard and our sax player runs around like a crazy person, we got it covered. And that's the cool thing about doing this thing too, is like, we don't have to. And when I say we are the Sam Morrison Band, we're not featured as, or anything like that. It's always just us. So, I mean, if I was going to do another tribute, I don't know, man. Probably well, I've already said the Monkees are well, you guys are finding out all my guys, but the Monkees were a big thing. But my number one, my guiding light in the music business period was Charlie Daniels.
Oh,
Really?
I love Charlie Daniels.
Charlie Daniels, I mean, the man of integrity, the guy, I've never seen anybody that he didn't just blow off the stage. I've seen that guy more times than I've seen anybody. And, I show with him, it was him and Hank Williams Jr. and it was Molly Hatchet and Marshall Tucker Band, Travis Tritt. It was like just this all-day concert. And Charlie Daniels, they all went up and did their thing. And then he walked up and just cleaned house. And it was
I'm feeling a little country vibe here.
Country love.
I'm all country.
Yeah. Well, Charlie Daniels.
He tells me not to tell people that.
Yeah. Oh no, country. I love country. Garth Brooks is he's a hero of mine too.
Sam, I line danced for 10 years. I know every single thing.
Well, you probably saw us at the Crazy Horse and just didn't even know.
Yes, I'm sure I did. I line danced for many years, and Jim has smushed that.
I haven't smushed it.
I feel like you have.
I did.
He's like classic rock and roll.
No.
Well, when you think Charlie Daniels, the first thing everybody thinks of, he's got that big cowboy hat and he
Going
plays
down to Georgia.
And but if you go back and listen to his early albums, his album Night Rider, Saddle Tramp, a lot of that stuff. Those are like serious Southern rock, jazz, gospel. Just 100%. Crazy stuff.
That's right.
It was the most talented band I'd ever seen in my life. Those guys could play anything, and they did. Yeah. And so when we're doing our Southern rock stuff, there's so many bands that you listen to. It's like, okay, when you hear one song, you've heard the whole album. That's their sound and that's what they do. And that's
what I love about country is we're believers, and country has a little bit of that Southern gospel feel to it. Don't look at me like that. It does.
Well,
country has that.
They talk about the Lord.
Of course, they talk about our faith and what we believe in. And,
and tailgates and girls dancing in the back row.
Your truck broke down. Your girlfriend left you. Your dog died.
There's all it goes into all different kind of genres. The same way it does with anything. There's definitely a more of a God quality in a lot of the country stuff than in, but you've got Striper too, and you've got those bands that
that's true.
So there's it kind of goes all over the place with that. But there is kind of a God and country kind of a vibe.
There really is. There really is. I love it.
And with Charlie Daniels, and that was, like I said, that's everything that I've done in my band and what I've tried to do is like follow in Charlie's. That's like, what would Charlie do? And Charlie went overseas and played for the troops, so we did too. We went over and did a military tour, a couple of them.
Yeah.
And, just the way that he ran his band and the way that he operated his business, that's, he wrote a book not too long, or right before he passed away. It's called Never Look at the Empty Seats. And it was his autobiography, but it was also kind of like his philosophy.
Wow.
And, that's my second Bible. You want to know what to do? Would Charlie say, look it up?
Yeah. That's amazing.
That's
I love
awesome.
that. I love that.
That's a great title.
Yeah, I love that.
So with Turn the Page, when you put that group together, was it just an extension of what you were already doing, or did you have to actually hand select the people that were involved?
No, it was the people that were already in the band. Like I said, we were doing the Southern rock thing, and we had a core group of 4 guys. And so when we started doing the Bob Seger thing, those 4 guys, just instead of playing Molly Hatchet songs, we started playing Bob Seger songs. And but as we started meeting up with Michael and like, okay, well, you need to you need a keyboard player. You can't play old time rock and roll if you don't have that dun 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 dun. So we had to get a keyboard player, we had to get a sax player, and at the time we got the so once we decided that we were going to do the tribute, we figured out exactly what we needed to fill the spaces that we needed to fill, and we went for that.
Yeah, Walt's awesome. He is so good. So band is great. I mean, and Bart really driving the bus back there on the drums. You know?
Well, that was the other thing is like, you know, I learned a long time ago, somebody told me that if you ever want to do a project and you want to have a really killer band, make sure everybody in the band is better than you are.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. So they can't, you know, they just make me look good.
That's funny.
One thing we've been talking about recently here, and just thinking quite a bit about it, is how long that we want to do this. Have you ever thought about that, Sam? Like how long do you want to do?
I don't know. I mean, we're thinking 5-10 year plan. I mean,
I'm thinking 10, maybe 15 year
10?
plan.
I don't know.
As long as I can, and it's not silly, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I've been at, you know, Vegas sometimes, and you go and you're watching these bands, and you know
Yeah.
they're playing in a lounge up on top of a stage and with in-ears, and you know they're so quiet you can't even hear them. They're pretending like they're rocking out, and it's like, you know, I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, no,
Not
I
that there's
agree.
anything wrong with that, but that, you know, for me, that's, you know, when it gets to that point,
I agree.
I'm not gonna do it.
When you start to fail, I think it's time to slowly pull out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's funny
Yeah.
because with Zepp again now, our guitar player, I believe, is 42, and our drummer is 37.
But
So,
don't say what you guys are, because it's like
oh, well, thanks a
it's
lot.
up there.
No. I won't say
We've already talked earlier about doing the math. If he's as old as I am, they can figure it out.
29, I told you.
It's way up there.
But the band originated in 88, Sam. So I'm thinking,
With Swan.
you know, I can probably make it right now. So it's
Till he's about 90.
Well, no, it's 33 years right now. I'm dead set on making it to the 40-year
Oh, there
anniversary.
you go.
But I'm thinking,
Oh,
can I
man.
make it to the 50?
I
That
don't
would
know.
be like 70.
I
I'd
don't
be
know.
like Paul McCartney.
You know what you got to do? You got to just you got to just take it year by year, and
Yeah.
when you feel like you're not producing what you would be proud of, pull back.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, if I can't hit the notes anymore, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bring that into it. But you know, on the other hand, though, it's like what Willie Nelson said. It's like, you know, they ask him when he's going to retire. He's like, well, if I retired, all I would do is smoke dope and play golf. I do that now.
Yeah. But I mean, that for a musician, that would be really hard. That would be really.
You know, I don't know. I mean, I think over this last year that we were dealing with COVID and we weren't able to work, it was actually kind of a
well, we didn't
nice-
hate it. We didn't love the
It's kind of a
pandemic, and we
nice,
did not love COVID, but we just loved the break. It
But-
was so nice to have the
Well,
break.
I mean, after this is my 20th year with the group and nearly playing every weekend over that whole period of time, it was kind of like, wow, this is great. But then when we started working again, I'm like,
He likes
I'm
that
getting
too.
blisters all over my fingers. I never.
Yeah. You like that too. We
Yeah,
actually watched every Netflix show we could ever watch.
Yeah, right. I finally had time to watch Game of Thrones. It's like, you know, being in a band, you're playing all the time, you know, and it's like I completely missed Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Never watched it. I was never.
Oh, our
I never
favorite
seen
show
it.
ever.
The whole time it was on the air, I was gigging.
Oh,
And I
man.
never watched it.
Seinfeld.
And, you know, I missed Game of Thrones. I didn't get it. You know, I hear everybody talking about it, but I just never had time to do it.
But did you miss
Yeah.
Ozark? Ozark.
Now, I that was one of my my COVID things. I watched that one.
That
Yeah.
was the best show ever.
Now that's supposed to be coming back on November. November,
I'm so
I think.
excited.
Be coming back.
I
on.
literally lost my life for like 4 months with
Yeah.
that show. when it left, all my friends died.
Hey, Walt just commented.
Oh, yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, you know what? Me and Walt, Ray Wiley Hubbard. I don't know if you guys know who he is or not. He's like this Texas singer songwriter. He's a funky old hippie dude, and dude, he is stinking awesome. And he originally wrote that song "Up Against the Wall," Redneck Mother.
Oh,
That
cool.
was his biggest claim to fame. He wrote that for Jerry Jeff Walker, and then he went through a time of, you know, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and it was bad. But now he sobered up, he got clean, and he started putting albums out again. And dude, this guy, he's not like anything you've ever heard. It's not blues, it's not country, it's Ray Wiley Hubbard music. He is probably the only guy out right now that I would pay money, buy a ticket, and stand in line to go see.
Really?
Dude, he's a genius.
I've got to look him up.
Oh yeah, he's got this song called Snake Farm. If you can remember Snake Farm.
Snake Farm. We'll remember it.
You either get it or you don't. You're going to listen to it and go, this is the greatest thing I've ever heard. You're going to go, what the hell is this? My wife can't stand him, but dude, I can't. He's awesome.
So cool. I'm definitely going to check that out.
Oh yeah.
So I guess to close it all out, you've been doing this now since you said around 2006 or so.
Yeah.
The actual Sam Morrison band originally with the core members I've got now has been together since 2000. So this is our 21st anniversary.
So when is your next show? Our
next show is a week from tonight at the Riverside Casino in Laughlin. We're going to be there all week. We'll be there till October 3rd.
All right. So I'll put a link down below of this post.
And do you have any local shows coming up for the Southern California folks there?
That's the crazy thing is like once COVID lifted, the restrictions, I mean, we just got booked like crazy, and all of it was out of state.
Oh man,
we're going to Florida. We just got back from Texas. So we're everything. We're going all over the place. I think our next show in Southern California is going to be the Ramona main stage. I think that's going to be in October coming up.
And if the peeps go to turnthepageonline.com, can they find your schedule there?
There's a tab there that says shows. They can go on there, and we keep all of our stuff updated there, so they can do that. Nice. And you can also find the Sam Morrison Band store on there too. That's got all the swag and all that kind of stuff. Great.
Yeah, well, it looks like Cindy's already got that on her
Ramona
calendar
stage.
there.
She's going.
There you go. Yeah.
Your biggest fan, Cindy Blassie.
She is absolutely awesome.
Cindy Blassie. I know she comes to see all the tribute bands. I mean, she's kind of the biggest cheerleader for tributes.
I think you're her favorite.
Oh yeah,
you're her favorite.
Yeah, I and I kind of made sure of that.
Yeah.
But you know what? It never surprises me to see Cindy Blassie. We played in Chicago, and there comes Cindy Blassie walking up the stage. We're in Arizona. What? Cindy Blassie, there she is. We're playing up in Denver. There's Cindy Blassie.
Incredible.
Cindy Blassie is incredible.
Yeah,
she is.
She's one of a kind.
She is one of a kind.
Well, one of her things that she always says is like, "I'm going to be there with my dancing shoes on." That's kind of her thing.
It really is.
I wrote a song called "Dancing Shoes," and I did it kind of like a Bob Seger thing, and made it sound like Bob Seger. And we wrote it, I recorded it, and put it out. And so that's what cemented Cindy Blassie that we're her favorite band because we did this.
Yeah,
well,
she's amazing.
When we asked you to be our guest, Sam, we should have actually brought her and had her sit.
I wish I would have put her right here.
Because she's been asking all the best questions tonight.
Yeah, she has.
Well, the funny thing is, she knows all the answers already. She's trying to stoke conversation. She's like, "Oh, tell that story. Tell them about that."
Yes,
she probably does.
So, but okay. So over that 20 years, is there anything? Do you have any regrets about anything? Is there anything you wish you would have done, or that you shouldn't have, or anything along those lines?
No, not with the band. I mean, we've, like I said, Charlie Daniels is the guide. Whatever he does, I just march straight ahead and try to do the same things he was doing. If I had any musical regrets whatsoever, it'd probably be that I didn't start singing sooner.
Wow.
Believe it or not, I didn't sing in any of the bands I was ever in until I was like 35.
Wow, really?
Wow.
Yeah. Because I was just paranoid. I was like, I didn't want to sing. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to say in between songs? I don't want to be, I wouldn't sing. It scared the hell out of me. Yeah. And then I started doing this country stuff. It's like, I started, auditioning and being in these bands. It's like, all the singers in these bands were worse than me. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to suck as bad as that guy. And so, so I just started singing and then realized that I sing better than I play guitar. If I had any regrets, I wish I would have started singing sooner.
Oh,
by the way,
you're making up for it right now. You're making up for it. Yeah.
By the way, Sam, how do you feel about Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young? Was I barking up the wrong tree on that? Was that?
Well, I mean, they're a good band. I mean, they've got some great songs. I just, with the way that I growl and I don't know that I could hit those high harmonies the way that those guys do. My voice is more gruff and gritty. I don't think I probably got the same size gut as David Crosby, but I don't think I could sing this.
Oh, Cindy has one more question for you there, Sam.
What inspires me to write my own songs? Whatever. It could be anything, something I hear on a TV show or something that just I hear people talking in the grocery store, whatever. Inspiration just comes wherever it comes.
Yeah. So, you're only 38 now. We're only 38. I'll
take it. I'll take 38.
We're actually
I'll take 38.
We're only 29, Manny, but
I'll take 38.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm good with 38. I'm so good with that. I'm telling you right now.
I'm seeing lots of people here that we know, though. Brian Boyd, how you doing, Brian?
Yeah.
Casey.
Renee.
Yeah, when COVID was going on, what you guys are doing here, I did the same thing. I had a show that I did on a private Facebook group. It's called 100 Proof Southern Rock, and I still got the Facebook group up. But I went every Saturday morning. We did Saturday with Sam, and I would sit there and would play songs and do whatever. And I had a whole lot of people that started following us and coming over and checking out our shows over there. And it was that we built a really cool community of people like you guys have got. I mean, you guys have got a great batch of people.
So blessed, yeah.
Oh yeah,
such an amazing group. We're so blessed.
They're the reason that we kept doing it.
Every single person they choose us. They drive. They.
I mean, he's talking about the live stream.
The live stream.
Yeah. Oh, I think we went something like 24 straight weeks before we finally stopped.
Wow.
And it was just it was taking me too long to learn all the songs because I didn't want to keep doing this. I did it the first time as a fluke, like, okay, well, I'm just going to go in here and play some songs. And then it was like every week they're like, okay, well, what are we doing next week? And then I had to learn a whole new batch of songs. And I'm like, man, I can't. I can't keep doing it. But it was so much fun. And we had and they're all up there for people to go back and watch. And
man, is that available on YouTube, Sam?
No, they're not up on YouTube. I did it just for the group, and that's kind of what's so special about it, because it's like it's just for us. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But it's anybody that wants to join the group can join. But the Facebook group is 100 Proof Southern Rock.
Okay.
And, you go in there, you tell me your favorite Southern rock bands, and I'll let you in the group, and then you can go watch all the stuff.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Sam.
So much fun.
Oh, not a problem. It was my pleasure.
That was a blast, man. We'll have to do it again. Maybe have the whole band on sometime.
So we're gonna do a season 2.
Thinking about doing stories from the road.
Stories
and having
from the road.
Entire band on for all of this group.
You can't do that though, man, because the
We have stories from.
Well, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to document it all and make a book.
Just change the names to protect the innocent or to protect the guilty.
Oh man!
Thank you so much.
Again,
we enjoyed
Sam.
our time with you, Sam.
Yeah, that was
no problem.
Great.
I did too.
All right. Well, have a great
guys.
shows up there in Laughlin, and hopefully we'll see you. Oh, we're going to see it. Mary Palmer's husband's.
Oh, well,
memorial.
Jim is actually singing for that.
Yeah, me and Carl are going to sing. Or well, I'm going to sing. Carl's going to play sax.
Oh,
Awesome.
I love that.
Awesome.
I love that.
Yeah, one of the songs that in our group that became, that was like the theme song that I do a pretty cool Amazing Grace that I stole from Charlie Daniels.
Oh, very cool.
And so I'm doing that Charlie Daniels version of Amazing Grace at Gene's funeral this Saturday, and Carl's gonna play sax on it.
That's awesome.
I think Jim's opening up the service with "I Can Only Imagine" by Mercy Me.
Oh, great song.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you Saturday.
We'll see you Saturday.
Saturday. All right.
Have a great night.
All right, you too, guys.
We'll
Thank
see you then.
Sam.
Okay, bye-bye.
See you soon. Thank you so much.
Bye.
All right.
Okay. Well,
Great
thanks
show.
once again,
Great
guys,
show.
for joining
All
us.
right. Well, I need to bring my dogs in. Hold on.
The dogs are actually had to use the restroom, so
All right, coming in. Here I am.
How many people that do shows have to deal with that? Dogs that
Dogs?
need to
Well-
use the restroom.
I know.
Okay. All right. But thank you guys once again for joining us tonight. Next week, we've got Ron McNeil.
Ron McNeil from the Fab Four.
The Fab Four,
Yeah,
all you Beatles
yeah.
fans, you got to join us for that because we're going to talk to him how he put that group together. Yeah, I believe he was the
So he
mastermind
put
there.
the Fab Four together.
He was the man.
Wow, that's
He
crazy.
was the man.
How
Ron
long has the
McNeil.
Fab Four actually been around?
Well, I think it's been at least 22, maybe 23
Whew,
years.
it's a long run. It's a long
And when
run.
it comes to Beatles groups, man, they are the absolute best,
The best,
guys. So,
the best of the best. So we get to hear the
Yeah.
little secrets
How
of
that
how the
was all
Fab
put
Four was
together.
formulated.
You
All
know,
right.
when it was just a thought in his mind and, putting it into
Yeah,
play
yeah,
with all the
and
players.
it was a success.
Including my old bandmate,
Yeah.
Lolo Sandoval, who was
one
the
of his,
drummer.
your bandmate and
A good
old
friend.
high school
Yeah,
best
we
friend.
graduated together.
Yeah.
So that's going to be next week, guys. But this weekend, remember, we've got Sky Park with Led Zeppelin in Sky Forest,
Yep.
which is right around Arrowhead,
Yep.
at 7 p.m. And then Saturday night, big show at the Belly Up Tavern down there in Solana Beach.
That's
so
right.
if you're in either the Orange County or the San Diego County, it's going to be an easy drive for you. And we hope to see you there. We're going to be laying it down hard and heavy. We've got the Blitzkrieg set, which means we're going to pile drive the crowd right through the back wall with
All
this
right.
set. So,
Okay.
right?
Sounds exciting. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
guys. God bless you. Keep on rocking in the free world. And we will see you next Wednesday
Oh
night.
wait, and we asked the eternal question.
What's happening?
And we're gonna take you out with our ending theme song, written and sang by Mr. Mike
The
McManus
magnificent Mike McManus.
and his beautiful wife Joan.
Yeah, she's doing some backup vocals.
So
on
there's a little bit of teamwork going on here.
it. Yeah,
So
yeah.
you guys, we'll see you next week.
Thank you, guys.